Welcome to my chow line. I'm Tracy Lingle. Today we're doing Greek-inspired chicken wings. So what we got here is a package of chicken wings that have been marinated overnight in a Greek-style marinade, which is like a tzatziki sauce, but it is basically the same ingredients as a tzatziki sauce, except for it doesn't have the cucumbers in it because right now there aren't any cucumbers that are fresh in my area. So it's, you know, you'll see the video how I make the sauce, and it's also going to be used as a dip later. Not what's in here because, of course, this has been with raw meat. So anyway, we season these up with grill your ass off pop smoke taco seasoning, taco and fajita seasoning. This is really good. It's citrusy, and that goes really well with this light seasoning. It's, you know, it's got the Greek yogurt, parsley, oregano, lemon zest, lemon juice. It's going to be very, very vibrant, very, very, very sharp. So this goes really well with it. I've marinated the chicken with it and then marinated this overnight. So we're going to put this on the grill and get it smoking. We're going to do this kind of on the grill, not a smoker, and allow it to get some char on it, get some of that good flavors, because we're not wiping these down. We're not taking any of this off. We are going to put them directly on the grill just as they come out. We're not going to, you know, if there's a glop of it on there, it's going to stay on there. So we're going to get these on the grill and get these cooking. All right, so we're making our tzatziki sauce for marinade and for dipping later. So we're going to be using up, we have here 48 ounces of plain Greek yogurt. We have 2 lemon juice squeezed out, about approximately 4 ounces of lemon juice here. We've got some extra virgin olive oil. We've got some zest from 2 lemons, fresh parsley, Italian parsley. We have some dill. We have some oregano and some garlic. This is about a tablespoon, about 2 tablespoons heaping, and about a tablespoon and a half of garlic paste, and that's a bushel of parsley. So we're gonna like mix this up. We're gonna season up a little bit with a little bit of grill your ass off pop smoke. It's great because it's got the citrus notes as well. We're gonna put a little bit of that in the sauce there, and then we'll use that also on the wings. So we're gonna add our lemon juice. Go ahead and add some olive oil, about 2 to 3 tablespoons worth. Add our lemon zest. We're not going to add all of it right away. We're just going to put a little bit in, and then we're going to taste it and see. Take about half of this parsley, put it in. Go ahead and take all that garlic. We like the garlic in our house. And then we'll take about half that dill, because dill's kind of overpowering. We may end up using less dill. And then the oregano, and then we're going to mix that up real good and taste it. Let's go with the rest of the dill, and we'll go with the rest of the oregano, a little bit more of the lemon zest, a little bit more of the parsley. Remember, we're seasoning this to taste, so those were rough estimates. You can add more if you want, you can add less if you want, but this is also going to be our dip that we'll use later for our wings. Add a little bit more of this pop smoke. This is going to be our marinade and our dip, so all good things here. And the flavors will embolden a little bit as it rests in the fridge, as it kind of blends together. So it'll probably get stronger. But this is a great, fresh, high protein. We didn't use all the zest and we didn't use all the parsley, but that's okay. We're going to marinate our chicken. Now I'm going to go ahead, I dried these wings off a little bit after I pulled them out of the package, but they're still a little wet. That's okay because we're marinating. But so we're just going to, I'm going to lightly season with the pop smoke. Now remember, this is a very salt and citrus heavy seasoning, so we don't have to go too high with it. We got that mixed up. Now I'm going to take this glove off because I was touching raw chicken, and I'm going to go back to this bowl here. I don't want to contaminate this bowl with any raw chicken or tzatziki sauce we made. And we're going to put it on this chicken. You can put this in a Ziploc bag if you wanted to, or put it in a vacuum seal bag and vacuum it up. but it's going to sit overnight with all this stuff on it, and this yogurt will actually help break down the chicken a little bit, make it a little tender and juicy, and help add some flavors to it. Make sure it gets underneath all of it. And we'll lay it down flat like that, and then what we'll do is we'll come in with some foil and put it down on it and put it in the fridge and let it sit overnight. Today's video is sponsored by Grill Your Ass Off Seasonings. Go to grillyourassoff.com/mychowline or use mychowline at checkout to save 10% off all these amazing spices, sauces, and grilling utensils that are available to you on grillyourassoff.com/mychowline. Today's video is also sponsored by Armed Forces Press. Go to armedforces.press to check out the truth about what's going on in the military all over the world. They have lots of cool articles given in by journalists from all over, with all of them having military backgrounds. Hey, Nick, welcome to my chow line. I'm Tracy Lingle. This is Nick, but how do you pronounce your last name?
Padlo.
Padlo.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know if it. I didn't know if there was an I in it or not. It's hard to see. It's in little letters at the bottom of the screen. Sorry. All right. Hey, Nick Padlo, Tracy Lingle here with my chow line. It's nice to meet you. Tell us a little about yourself and your organization.
Yeah, so my background, I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. Went to school up at West Point. Spent my 20s in the Army, and things were going well. I went to spent some time in Afghanistan and Iraq. Got out, went to business school. Was running a business out of Dallas, and the business was doing really well, but I wasn't. And so I was struggling with depression, anxiety. I was using alcohol and drugs to cope with it, and so I ended up having to step down from my business, and went to treatment in 2018. I like to say I liked it so much I went twice, but that's not exactly what happened. And so after the second time, really wanted to be able to build a business that could help people who were struggling with some of the same stuff that I was. And so that's why we started Sophros. And what we do is we provide addiction and mental health treatment for people who are struggling. And we do that on an outpatient basis. So our clients are with us anywhere from, 3 to 6 hours a day, picking up tools and skills to be successful in recovery, because I know, for me, I went to rehab, but really where I learned to stay sober in long-term sobriety was when I had to face all those challenges. I had to drive by the liquor store on my way home, and I had to, get into a fight with my girlfriend or whatever, and stay sober through it. And so, our goal is to teach people, and a lot of veterans, that come through our program, how do we navigate that stuff when we've got to deal with life, and how do we stay sober and stay healthy? So that's what Sophros does.
Nice. All right, cool. So where are y'all operating out of? Where's your headquarters and all that?
Yeah, so we started in Jacksonville, Florida, and we just opened up a location in Tampa, Florida, and we'll be soon. In October, we're going to launch a virtual program too, so we'll be available to everybody, at least in Florida for now, with the goal of expanding down the line.
Right. Well, I want to get with you then. There's an organization in Georgia, in Athens, Georgia. They do basically, he came across the same problem as finding it very difficult to navigate on his own. He was in AAA and all that stuff. I didn't get all of his story, but it wasn't working for him because he couldn't relate to anybody there. So he developed this program, and it's the Athens Recovery Warriors.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's great. It's so hard. We're in this military culture, even if you're only in for a couple of years. I don't even think it matters. You're in for 2 years, 5 years, 20 years. It just really becomes a part of who you are, right? And it becomes your identity. And all my best friends still come from my time in the Army. And it doesn't matter if I've seen them for 10 years or not. It's hard to make. There's a song, I forget who it's by, but it says it's hard to make new old friends. And I think that's with so many of our military folks, it's really hard for us to make connections, to other men specifically. Right. because we can, for whatever reason, as macho as our culture is, I feel like we're more comfortable talking to our own people, about things we're struggling with. I don't know.
They could be even complete strangers, but they served in a unit close or adjacent to whatever you served in, and it's easier to open up to them than it is someone you might have spent more time with.
Yeah.
In your neighborhood or at your church or wherever it is you go. It's easier to open up to somebody who's at least walked a similar path as you, as
100%.
far as like life, right? Been through basic training, been through the military culture, and the embrace the suck as it is with all the military, the hurry up and wait, because there's not a lot of civilian dudes out there that they might be able to relate to hurry up and wait. You say it and they're like, oh yeah, I know what that means, but they don't really know what it means.
Yeah, for sure. There was a quote at West Point. It was you had to memorize the definition of leather, and it was if the fresh skin of an animal is clean and divested of all hair, fat, and other extraneous matter, it's immersed in a dilute solution of tannic acid. A chemical combination ensues. The resulting tissue is impervious to and insoluble in water. Sir, this is leather. I memorized that when I was 18 and never forgot it. But it's this concept that when we go in, everything's stripped away, and we're put in this environment, and then we're kind of rebuilt in that environment, and so it becomes the place where we were, not born, but kind of raised, and so it's like such a formative time in our lives that, I think it just makes it a lot easier when we've got some of our own people around.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm drawn to. My service record is not like crazy or anything like that, but I'm drawn to people who've served just because we all kind of know what it's like, what the culture is like, what you can oh, I know what that was probably like. I can imagine what it was like being in a unit that did certain things or whatever. Like, oh yeah. I watched those guys walk by, or like I was adjacent to one of those units. Yeah. All right, so now we have our Mediterranean Greek-inspired chicken wings here, man. These things smell amazing. They look awesome. This is just, I don't know what, I can't wait to dig into these. All right, so we're gonna try a flat here. Look at the color on that. Try a little of this sauce. That sauce is so fresh, so citrusy, creamy, and that wing was just tender and juicy, just fell off the bone. Oh man, I'll try one without the sauce. Oh man, a little char on the outside. It's got those crispy edges on it. Just so light and refreshing. Oh my goodness. Oh, I need a napkin. I'm about to get some more for out here. Man. I'm gonna try some more of this sauce. This is like I said, this is like a tzatziki sauce, but it doesn't have the cucumber in it, so it's technically not a tzatziki sauce. So this is gonna be a go-to for our household for sure in the future. We'll do this again. Well worth it. Give it a shot, guys. It's awesome. I'm gonna eat this other one. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. See y'all next time.